This video is an instructional tool owned by the Division of Negros Oriental. The division acknowledges the intellectual property rights of the owner of the pictures, illustrations, music, and other similar materials used. This video is made to address the need of the learners of Negros Oriental, especially in this time of the pandemic.
Good day, students. How are you? I am Teacher Jelly, your facilitator of the day. Today, we're going to tackle a new lesson. But before that, let us have first a recap. We discussed about the 5S, or proper housekeeping in Japanese term and its English counterpart. Take a look at this table. At this time, I want you to choose the correct answer in the second column with the English equivalent of the Japanese terms found in column A. The definition in the third column will serve as your clue for the answer. I will give 5 seconds to answer each question. First, seri means throw away all rubbish and unrelated materials in the workplace. Choices are A. Sort, B. Sustain. Correct. The answer is A. Sort. Second, seton means set everything in proper place for quick retrieval and storage. Choices are A. Systematize, B. Sweep. Correct. The answer is A. Systematize. Third, siso means clean the workplace. Choices are A. Sort, B. Sweep. Correct. The answer is letter B. Sweep. Fourth, sikitsu means standardize the way of maintaining cleanliness. Choices are A. Standardize, B. Shine. Correct. The answer is A. Standardize. Fifth, Sitsuki means practice 5S daily. Make it a way of life. Choices are A. Sustain, B. Scrub. Correct. The answer is sustain. Letter A. The 5 steps of Japanese 5S. 1. Sort. 2. Set in order. 3. Shine. 4. Standardize. 5. Sustain. Why is it necessary to apply 5S in a workplace? It is necessary in any workplace because organized workplace eliminates waste of time in tool retrieval. Another, messy or unorganized workplace may lead to accidents that might affect workers' health. Now, we are going to tackle a new lesson. Please pay attention as I show to you some scenarios that might happen in a welding workplace and try to take a closer look of these pictures one by one. What can you say about these pictures? The pictures show injured workers, hazards, and accidents. Moreover, the pictures show that in every work performed, there is an equal risk for hazards present. If not avoided or minimized, it will lead to serious injury. As a future welder, it is very important to know the different types of hazards in any workplace. But of course, you need to know first what are hazards and risks. What are hazards and risks? Hazard: anything that may cause harm to an individual physically or mentally. It could be temporary or permanent, depending on the adverse effect of it. Example: coronavirus, broken glasses. Risks: the possibility that somebody could be harmed by this and other hazards. Example: use of borrowed PPE, going out in malls without a mask or face shield. Basically, there are different types of hazards a worker might encounter in every workplace, which affect the whole well-being of an individual, such as physical, chemical, ergonomic, biological, and psychological. Physical hazard means transfer of energy between an object and a worker. Example: fall, burn, loss of finger or hearing. Chemical hazard means hazard due to contact with chemicals. Example: cleaners, pesticides, and fertilizer. Ergonomic hazard means workplace conditions that stress and strain the body, like the design of machinery and the way work is done. Example: repetitive motion, awkward position, lifting heavy loads. Biological hazard means hazards due to contact with living organisms or their byproducts. Example: molds, bacteria, HIV, dust, and virus. Psychological hazard occurs if the worker's environment becomes emotionally stressful and demanding. This is also the result of the 4 hazards mentioned above. Example: verbal abuse, bullying, and threat. Specifically, there are several hazardous things or materials in a welding workplace, such as the following. Number 1, electric shock or electrocution from electrode or wiring. To avoid, do not touch the electrode with bare hands. Do not wear wet or damaged gloves. Number 2, breathing welding fumes. To avoid, keep your head out of the fumes. Use forced ventilation or local exhaust. Number 3, fire and explosion. To avoid, keep fire extinguisher nearby. Do not weld near flammable materials. Number 4, arc rays can burn your eyes and skin. To avoid, use welding helmet with correct filter shade. Always put on correct body protection. Number 5, confined spaces or closed area. To avoid, you have to use respirator. Number 6, hot parts of newly welded materials. To avoid, Use proper tools to handle hot parts. Allow cooling period before working. Number 7. Flying metals from welding, chipping, wiring, brushing, and grinding. To avoid, wear approved safety glasses. Number 8. Loud noise can damage your hearing. To avoid, always wear approved air protector. Number 9. Cylinders can explode if damaged. To avoid, install in an upright position. Keep compressed cylinders away from heat, mechanical shock, open flames, and sparks. Number 10. Heat and radiation. To avoid, drink water regularly to avoid dehydration. Wear appropriate helmet. Now that you know the different hazards in welding workplace, let's have an activity. Tell whether the given scenario is a hazard or a risk. Number 1. Use of unfamiliar equipment. Correct. The answer is risk. Number 2. Fire and explosion. Yes, the answer is hazard. Number 3. Welding fumes. Correct. The answer is hazard. Number 4. Heat and too much noise. Correct. The answer is hazard. Number 5. Smoking while at work. Correct. The answer is risk. For your assessment, read the following questions and select the best answer among the given choices. We know for a fact that welding skill is in demand here in our country and abroad. To earn skills, we need to have constant correct practice and attitude towards work by doing seriously and religiously, because hazards and risks are there in every workplace, especially in welding industry. I hope you learned something from me that will help you in achieving your goals to be successful in the field of welding. Thank you and God bless.